Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 3rd, 2019. In the sports world today, big news for the NFL. Star running back Ezekiel Elliott of the Dallas Cowboys is returning. They've been comparing his holdout to the 93 holdout of Emmittt Smith, a former Dallas Cowboys running back, and now on 9-3, Cowboys fans get the good news. And just real quick to start, notice how NFL.com emphasizes very close in terms of his return. He has a press conference set for tomorrow, September 4th. But notice how very close sums to 43 in the Masonic code of Gematria. Again, this is the code that all of American sports are rigged by because rigged sports, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, they're all controlled by Freemasonry. All those sports are credited to Freemasons. And Freemasonry is a secret society. They do secret things like code numbers into words, which most people don't have a clue about. But when you learn this code, you see how simple it is and you see how it's used every single day. So after we do Ezekiel Elliott, we'll talk about Mr. Clowney, who just got traded to the Seahawks and who's going to play his first game with the Seahawks on his 206th day of his age, the Seattle area code. And that's a number Seattle sports rituals are always rigged around. But with regards to the Cowboys, a number that shows up a lot is 43. And very close sums to 43 like Dallas Cowboys. Today's news, to end the holdout that reminded everybody of the 93 holdout of Emmittt Smith, it comes 43 days after Ezekiel Elliott's birthday. And to take you down memory lane, remember Thanksgiving a few years back? The Dallas Cowboys, some of the players went out and bought Ford pickup trucks for the poorest fire station in Dallas, which was Fire Station 43. And notice, Dallas Cowboys is 43, Ford is 43, right? So is football. Football's 43, Masonics 43. But the story for Thanksgiving was how these generous Cowboys went out and bought Ford pickup trucks for Fire Department 43. And back then, when's this post from? December 6, 2016. Shortly after Thanksgiving, we've been talking about this pattern of 43 in the Cowboys from before this time up to the present, and it's just, one of many recurring patterns. You learn the teams, the numbers that correspond with the teams, you see how the rituals are conducted, 43s all over the place, and most people not having a clue how relevant this number is to the Dallas Cowboys, how relevant it is to Ford. And really all this was a feel-good story with more corporate advertising during the corporately and Masonically controlled, NFL programming. 43. And Dennis Leary became part of the commercial. Dennis Leary has the Firefighter Foundation for the 9/11 firefighters who died, the Leary Firefighters Foundation. And you know how they came up with that name? With Gematria. Notice how it sums to 343. Do you know what that is? That's the number of firefighters that supposedly died on 9/11. 343. And rather than go down that side trail, because there is a significance to that number, let's get back to the Zeke holdout. So again, very close. Dallas Cowboys 43. The very close news comes 43 days after his birthday on September 3rd, like 9-3, like the 93 Emmittt Smith holdout. Keep in mind the name Elliott equals 93. And how about this headline? Ezekiel Elliott's holdout is different from Emmittt Smith in 93. Well, only ever so slightly. I see they posted that on August 9th. We're going to go back to that here in a minute. Notice Emmittt Smith. In 93, he was 24 years old. He's 50 now. His birthday is May 15th. He returned that year to play on September 18th. Missed the start of the season, came back September 18th. And why? Because from his birthday to the day he returned was his 127th day of his age. His full name, Emmittt James Smith III, 127. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 127. 127 is the 31st prime number, 31 is the 11th prime number, like the 11 men on the field. Now, if you don't count the span of days, it would also be 126 days after his birthday or his 127th day of his age. And notice if you don't count the span of days, it goes from 126 days And down here it becomes 4 months and 3 days, like 43 again. You see how they did that? Now check this out. They've set up a press conference for Elliott tomorrow, September 4th, to announce his return and the new contract. Look at this, September 4th, 9-4. His full name, Ezekiel Elijah Elliott, 94. September 4th can also be written 4/9 like 49. Dallas is 49. Dallas is also 113 if you run the alphabetic order in reverse. And if you run his name with the reverse alphabetic order, it's 113. So again, just think about how perfect all of this has to be for this to work out. You know, to do a riddle with Emmittt Smith in 93, you have to really think about the pieces here. For over 5 years, I have been proving how scripted these leagues are and that the only way this is possible is if these guys are birthed and named accordingly. And look at how many football players in the NFL, in college football, come from very small areas of southeastern states, you know, areas that are known for football. Look at the names of these towns they're from and think about things, you know. His birthday is July 22nd, 22/7, like 227. That's the 49th prime number to go with Dallas. By the way, Scottish is 49, America's 49, Washington's 49. Also, notice from his birthday to today, where he's very close, is 43 days. Tomorrow will be 44 days after his birthday. It'll be 1 month and 13 days. 1 month and 13 days. 113. Dallas 113. Scottish 113. Ezekiel Elijah Elliott 113. Mainstream 113. Dishonest 113. And that's exactly what the NFL is. It is the WWE, only sloppier, only more ridiculous. And for anyone who doubts that, especially if you're in Texas, go back and look at how 2 years ago Deshaun Watson and Andrew Luck were both put on the shelf on November 2nd. I'm going to make a point here to you. And I'm going to do it with the most simple cipher there is. The alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z. The 26th letter is 26. So A1, B2, C3, D4, E5, Z, the 26th letter 26. Just the alphabetic order. If you write Houston, it equals 112, right? If you write horseshoe, it's 112. Houston, horseshoe, they're both 112. And when you think about Andrew Luck, he played his high school football in Houston because his father played for the Houston Oilers. And the other year, on November 2nd, Deshaun Watson supposedly tore his ACL and missed the year, and Andrew Luck was put on the shelf for the year. 11-2. The Houston star quarterback and Luck, who has major Houston connections. Andrew Luck's mother's name is even Kathy Luck. You can look it up. It's 112 as well. Again, arranged marriages, ritual birth. Think about a horseshoe and Luck. Think about how Luck went to Stanford and was drafted by the Broncos, which caused how Luck went to Stanford and was drafted by the Colts, which caused Peyton Manning to go to the Broncos, just like how John Elway was drafted out of Stanford by the Colts and traded to the Broncos, plus Colts and Broncos horses. Think about it. But Andrew Luck, he just retired on the birthday of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's birthday is August 24th. And I have a video on this, but just in case you missed it, just get all these pieces here. Andrew Luck retires on Vince McMahon's 74th birthday. Masonic 74, huge number with the Masons. Dallas Cowboys has the 74 connection as well when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Big number with the Masons. But Andrew Luck retires on Vince McMahon's birthday. His father, Oliver Luck, who played in the NFL, is now the CEO of the XFL. Okay? And Oliver Luck to be commissioner and CEO of XFL, which he is. That's Andrew Luck's father. And just days before Andrew Luck retired, Houston named its XFL team the Roughnecks just about 3 days before Andrew Luck retired. All of this stuff is perfect ritual. And you can even see in this latest example that it is literally synced with the new XFL, which is run by the guy who runs the WWE. And you have to consider what we've been showing you over years, what I've written a book about, how the WWE fights are perfectly synced with the NFL Super Bowl year after year. You know, my favorite in recent years was when the Boston wrestler beat the Atlanta wrestler just days before Tom Brady beat the Atlanta Falcon Matt Ryan in the Super Bowl. And year after year, these are the things going on. And it's really all right in front of your face. And seemingly so many people are choosing not to see it. So wanted to make the point extra thorough. If you doubt a word I said, you should definitely read my book. It's only $5, nearly 800 pages long. You'll learn the most valuable knowledge one could ever learn. And, you can join my Patreon as well. Every day I show you how to decode rig sports, do it very well. And, I would say 3 out of 4 people report a whole lot of success. There's literally people who are living off the knowledge that I put out. And, if you're wise with it, anyone can. So, till next time, Truth Seeker.